So guys, did you watch Tuesday's episode of Teen Wolf? Wait, before you start throwing rocks and yelling at me about how cheesy that show is, you should know that first off, it's actually a pretty good show and not really that cheesy. I know you'd expect it to be, judging that this is the same channel that gives us 16 and Pregnant, but it's actually a fantastic show and you should all check it out. And secondly, this week's episode gave us the first ever premiere of the Maze Runner trailer. Woo! Yeah! If you remember correctly, the Maze Runner was actually supposed to come out last month, February 14th, but it got pushed back all the way to September 19th. And I actually have a video about some tips on how to survive the Maze Runner postponement, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave it down below. Like I said, the trailer premiered during Tuesday's episode of Teen Wolf, and I was so super pumped, but guess what? I haven't actually watched it yet because Mama like her sleep. So while all the other young adults out there were staying up till 10 and getting to enjoy the Maze Runner movie and the new episode of Teen Wolf, I was in bed snuggled up like a bug in a rug and enjoying every single minute of it. So I still have not seen the trailer, but I'm going to watch it now with all of you for the first time ever. So let's just get started.
Here we go. Gotta watch the trailer.
Alright, let's go.
Shine. What is this place? Can you tell me your name? I can't remember anything. Who put us here? We don't know. What's out there? The maze. Every morning when those doors open, the runners look for a way out. No one has ever survived a night in the maze. What happened, Shiro? We don't belong here. I think it's time we find out what we're really up against. Everything started changing the moment you showed up. It's a girl.
Thomas.
Why are we
Sorry.
different?
What if we were sent here for a reason?
You're not like the others. You're curious.
Whoa.
But if you want to stay here, I need to know that you're going to follow the rules.
Yep. I'm guessing he's not gonna follow the rules. Alright, so let me just take a minute to let it all sink in and digest what I want to say before I start rambling like the fanatic idiot that I usually am when it comes to these trailer reactions. So first off, that trailer looked very, very intense and very true to the books, which I'm really happy. It had more of a sci-fi feeling, I guess, than I originally pictured when I was reading the books, if that makes sense, with just the whole grievers. They sounded very mechanical. We didn't really get a good look at them, but they sounded mechanical. All the lasers and stuff kind of made it look very sci-fi, and I'm okay with them promoting it as kind of a sci-fi thing if that'll help more people go see the movie, because I really, really want this to turn to a franchise. I just finished reading Scorch Trials. It's even better than Maze Runner. We meet so many interesting new characters, so I really, really want to see this as a franchise. And of course, Dylan O'Brien is in it, and Dylan O'Brien is one of my favorite people out there ever. I love him so much. He can do no wrong in my book, and he looks really great as Thomas in this. I was always really afraid that I was going to be too used to seeing him as Styles and I wouldn't be able to picture him as Thomas, but seeing him in the trailer, he did it justice. He didn't look like Styles to me. I mean, obviously they didn't do anything drastic to his face or anything. They didn't dye his hair or anything, but he still looked like Thomas. Like, Maze looked fantastic. Like, it looked terrifying like I pictured, and I love the wall it had with all their names on it. I couldn't read all of them, but I saw Albie on there, and it was just a really cool touch, I think. We got to see how it would close and open and how the runners would go out, and it was a very good description. I feel like it'll really get people who hadn't read the books while still like teasing people who have read the book, because that looked really, really awesome. And I loved Teresa's scene. That was so cool, like just how they were like,
"It's a girl. What is this?"
she's just like, "Thomas," and they all turn to him like, like, oh my gosh. I started laughing, and I shouldn't have, because it wasn't supposed to be funny. Oh no, okay. And what was the other thing I like? I don't know. Oh, it was, they were like, what happens if we don't go in at the inside? And then they just show the Graver attacking them. It's like, I guess that answers that. Oh, that was kind of easy. So I did like the look we got at the Griever. I liked seeing, we saw Newt, we saw Minnow, we saw Albie, we saw, what's the guy that goes crazy? Gally, that's his name, yeah. And Newt, is gonna be my favorite because that's the guy who voices Ferb in Phineas and Ferb, and that just makes me so happy that he's in this movie. Then we also have Albie is played by the guy from Chronicles of Narnia and We're the Millers, and I really love him, so I can't wait to see him in this. But like I said, I'm just so excited to see Dylan O'Brien as Thomas, and oh, I don't know her name. The girl who plays Teresa, I don't know her name. It's like Kayla Sturdy, something with an S, and I know like she was like the fan favorite for Katniss. A lot of people thought she looked exactly like what they pictured for Katniss. She didn't end up getting it, but she looks awesome as Teresa. I just kind of love, this is gonna sound weird, but I love her voice. Like I feel like she has a very Teresa-esque voice. And I know I've read, I think online, that they're cutting out the whole telepathy thing between Thomas and Teresa, which kind of upsets me just because it's kind of a cool thing and it kind of helps bond their friendship and their relationship. But at the same time, it's also, as we saw in Vampire Academy, very hard to portray on screen without confusing everyone or making it look like a cheesy D-list movie. So I can understand why they're cutting out, although it makes me a little sad to see it go. I loved the beginning of it when we saw Thomas just kind of going in that crate thing and coming up to the maze and they're like, welcome to the maze, Shock you. That was just, that really shows, I think that's another reason why you need to watch Teen Wolf, is this season, the last 12 episodes of season 3, they've been all about Styles, and he's kind of, I don't want to spoil it, but basically he's going through some type of transformation, not a sex change, okay, people, get your heads out of the gutter, but kind of like where his character is taking on a completely different personality than what he originally had, where he was kind of just like the comedic relief and kind of he's becoming more of a dramatic actor. And seeing Dylan take on this new change in Styles has just impressed me so much, and it's made me so much more excited for the Maze Runner because I feel like he's really going to be able to handle the emotional and the intense scenes, and seeing him in the beginning in the crate just kind of crawling around all sweaty and like still gorgeous looking. It was a really cool scene, and again I think it's going to be able to draw in people who haven't read the book, and that's a really important thing. So overall I'm just so excited for this movie. We still have, what is it, 6 months? What? We still have 6 months to go till we see this movie. That's crazy. And I'm just so super excited for this movie. All the stills we've been seeing in the last past 4 or 3-ish months have just been so great, and they've gotten me so pumped. Everyone in this looks exactly how I pictured them. I didn't really get to see a lot of them talk, sadly. Chuck, we didn't see at all. Chuck, we saw like a minute glimpse of him, where if you hadn't known it was him in the stills, you probably would have been like, what's that elfin kid doing in this movie? He doesn't belong. So I hope if we get another trailer that we actually get to see more of them interact and talk. Newt had a couple lines that were pretty cool, just explain it, and it sounded like he had a British accent, which I'm a sucker for British accents. Thomas just looked so awesome. Dylan is absolutely gonna knock this role out of the park. I can feel it already. And the scenery just looks so amazing. The maze looks exactly how I pictured it. I cannot wait to see what the Grievers look like, because those were kind of hard to picture in my mind. To me, they look like just a moldy marshmallow with spines sticking out, so I really can't wait to see how they do that. And the trailer did end with one of my favorite parts in the book, when Thomas goes off, I believe, to rescue Minnow and Albie, who were out there, but it may be Newt. I'm not quite positive who it is. That's how it ended, and I think it really is a good point to end it at, because that's kind of like how everyone's like, yeah, we're in this maze, you know, it's kind of, we were just dropped here one day, and Thomas was like, F that, guys, we need to get out of here. Teenage boys, they don't belong in a maze. No one belongs in a maze unless you're a scarecrow. I'm so excited to see how this plays out. I cannot wait to see it, even though we have 6 months, which just makes me so sad. So if you've seen the trailer, tell me what your reactions were. What you like, what you didn't like. Are you as excited for Dylan O'Brien as I am? Because like I said, I love Dylan O'Brien, and the girl who plays Teresa, who I promise I will learn her name within the next 6 months, so I know it when I have to review the movie. I think she was in Skins, I want to say, in England, or maybe I'm just thinking of someone else, but she definitely was a favorite for Katniss, so obviously she has to be a pretty good actress for us Hunger Games fans to okay her. There are just so many more moments from the books that I can't wait to see how they play out. It's just gonna be so good, and I really can't wait to see it. It looks like they're staying so true to the books. I'm so excited. I just hope that it does good so we can get more Maze Runner movies. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Tell me what you thought, all your reactions, and I cannot wait until we can discuss this movie further. Hopefully we get tons more trailers now that we finally have our first trailer. And I know we waited a long time for this trailer, but it's here, it's great, and hopefully the movie is just as great. I'm actually gonna go start reading Death Cure right now because I am on such a Maze Runner high. So yeah, leave all your reactions down below. Thank you all for watching. I'm Miranda, and I will see you next time, all you gladers. Bye!